Hello and welcome to the 5-Minute Film Club, and today it's the bittersweet finale of Roger Moore as James Bond in A View to a Kill. A View to a Kill, released in 1985 and taking its title from a 1960 short story by Fleming called From A View to a Kill, it is the final outing for Roger Moore as 007 and sees him go up against a crazed KGB affiliate and tech giant Max Zorin, played by Christopher Walken, as he plans on getting rid of his competition in the manufacturing business of microchips by flooding Silicon Valley. But that's not all that Zorin has going on, as he is also working with an ex-Nazi scientist who has created an implant that can trigger adrenaline boosts in racehorses. In fact, it transpires that Zorin is actually a product of a Nazi experiment to create super children. Just stop me if that sounds ridiculous. No? Okay. Bond goes to Paris with racehorse owner Tibbet, played by Patrick Macnee, to try and get to the bottom of what is going on. However, Zorin's henchwoman, Mayday, played by Grace Jones, is there to foil Bond's plans. Eventually, we end up in San Francisco.
What a view to a kill.
And Bond meets state geologist Stacey Sutton, who Zorin is trying to buy off after she uncovers his plans. A lot of screaming later. James! 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 We are finally in Zorin's mine that he plans to blow up and destroy Silicon Valley with, but Mayday, having recently been betrayed by Zorin, manages to stop the bomb from doing its intended damage, and Zorin kidnaps Stacey aboard a Zeppelin. Oh yes, sorry, I forgot to mention that there is quite a lot of Zeppelin action in this film. The whole film then ends up with a fight above Golden Gate Bridge between Zorin and Bond, and one very, very shouty Stacey. Now, I've never been a particular fan of A View to a Kill, and that's for various reasons. Roger Moore, for a start, is now too old for this role, and the way that they compensate by having him fight clearly older stuntmen or stuntmen in bad greying wigs, and also partnering him with aged, but less sprightly, Patrick Macnee, it doesn't wash with me, and it didn't with Moore at the time, who was horrified to learn that he was the same age as his leading lady's mother. Now, the plot of Christopher Walken playing a super baby, a Nazi super baby, sounds like that should really be a win-win. Walken is incredible at interesting interpretations of line readings and playing really big and quirky characters. However, this is very early on in Walken's career, and so his performances has moments where he can shine and be the big Bond baddie that Christopher Walken should be.
Good. Right on schedule.
But at other times, unfortunately, it's just a bit boring. Besides the ropey plot and dodgy knees of Roger Moore, the worst thing about this film is Tanya Roberts' performance as Stacey Sutton. James! 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 Granted, she is probably playing it exactly as written and directed by returning Bond workhorses, John Glenn as director and Michael G. Wilson and Richard Maybaum as writers, but really, this is absolutely dreadful. She's so unbelievable as a human being, and so painfully annoying, screaming at any given moment. James! She also manages to get kidnapped by a very slow-moving, very loud Zeppelin. Run, for goodness sake! James! All of that being said, however, this film does have two saving graces. And first up, it's Grace Jones. She comes into the Bond franchise and thankfully gives it a good shake. Everything about her as Mayday is brilliant, from her look to actually having the only character arc of the whole film. She is the true star of A View to a Kill, and I don't care what anybody says, and she easily steals that crown from Moore and Walken. The other is A View to a Kill by Duran Duran, and for the first time since Live and Let Die, we have a Bond song that can stand up on its own outside of the Bond franchise. I think over the years I've slightly warmed to A View to a Kill, but that's mainly down to how little I liked Never Say Never Again last week. However, this film is not without its problems. Roger Moore is clearly not doing any of his own stunts in this film, and even running up the stairs seems to have been filmed with a stuntman, and I could really do with putting Stacey on mute. James! 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 And actually giving her some character. However, it's not too unbearable an experience, and that's probably the biggest compliment I can give it. And with that, that's the end of an era. Roger Moore decided, probably very wisely, that he was far too old to play James Bond anymore and stepped aside, leading producers to try and find a new, younger actor. So, join me next week as we enter the Timothy Dalton duology with the living daylights. Please subscribe to see that video, and also comment down below your thoughts of Roger Moore's final outing as James Bond. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.